Now, hundreds of people were forced to evacuate from the town of East Palestine in Ohio after a freight train carrying some hazardous chemicals derailed earlier this month. The derailed tanker further led to an explosion causing a major fire, pushing officials to immediately evacuate thousands of residents. The explosion triggered the release of toxic fumes, which led the residents and observers to question the impact on the health due to the toxic materials that have been spilled into the Ohio River. It's also renewed focus on the U.S. railway industry's loosening of safety norms and requirements over time. But how did this train derail? On the night of the 3rd of February, at least about 50 of the 150 coaches of a train that was heading from Conway, Pennsylvania to Madison, Illinois, derailed in the small town of East Palestine in Ohio. And according to various reports, a mechanical issue with an axle is believed to have been the cause of the derailment. While the Ohio governor has said that the air quality in the town was safe, he's yet warned that the residents should not consume water from the river and should exercise extreme caution. However, Environmental Protection Agency administrators have said that the test results from rivers and streams are still being collected and analyzed.
They're going to hold Norfolk Southern accountable, and I can promise you that. From the very beginning, EPA personnel have been on site, supporting local and state partners as they've led emergency response efforts. We've had boots on the ground, leading robust air quality testing, including the Advanced Technological Aspect Plane and a mobile analytical laboratory in and around East Palestine.
Now, despite reassurances from officials that the area's air and water quality are safe, residents in the vicinity of the derailment reported multiple health symptoms, including nausea and burning sensation in their eyes.
I don't feel safe taking my kids in town, especially to the house. Like my neighbor right across the street from me literally got diagnosed yesterday with chemical pneumonia.
Now, following the spill and also the test results, hundreds of worried people gathered at the town hall and kept raising concerns over contamination and water quality.
We all just want answers. I think that's what everybody here wants, is just answers. I honestly feel that the Palestine, the police department, the fire department, all the first responders, they don't have the answers to give us because I don't think they know. They're not getting the straight answers either.
And officials repeated themselves like earlier times and said that testing so far had shown that local air was still safe to breathe, and they've promised that the testing of air and water will of course continue in the days to come.
We're trying to get information out to our citizens. Everybody's concerned. I'm concerned. But, you know, it's not Norfolk Southern here. It's the EPA, the people who have been working with us, trying to get our citizens back into their home safe.
The White House has promised to deal with the crux of the matter and is assured that appropriate action will be taken in the aftermath of this spill.
So we're going to get through this together. We're going to hold Norfolk Southern accountable. And right now, listen to our message to the to folks in Ohio in that area is to listen to your state and local officials. It is important to listen to them, to allow them to do their work, and we are going to do everything that we can to keep that community healthy and safe and get to the bottom of this as well.
However, history of toxic derailment goes back a decade. Reports have in fact shown that nearly about 25 million Americans live in zones that are vulnerable to deadly derailment of trains that carry toxic materials, including substances that can cause explosions. But just about a decade ago, in November 2012, a similar derailment in New Jersey had resulted in 23,000 gallons of vinyl chloride to be released into the environment. The incident had sparked a push for further regulation of the rail industry and is to how it handles the transportation of toxic materials, including crude oil and other hazardous chemicals. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.